Hello, my name's Lizzie. I'm Anglican. In just under 5 weeks' time, I'm going to be moving into a convent ready to become a postulant. And you might be wondering what religious life means for my bank card and my bank account.
I will hold your people in my heart.
I've mentioned in some videos before, and you're probably aware already, that poverty is part of religious life. And I've made a couple of other videos talking about what the word poverty means, or what a vow of poverty can entail, because it's quite a broad subject. But in terms of concrete things like bank cards and bank accounts, where the religious community that I'm testing a possible vocation with, the way they do it is that when you become a postulant, that's when you hand your bank cards, or I've only got one, but your bank cards into the superior of the community, and she locks it in a safe somewhere. And then obviously, if you feel that the community or religious life isn't right for you at any point when you go to leave, then obviously you can have your bank card back. And I'll do another video about kind of about the fact that you can choose to leave whenever you want if you don't feel it's for you. But basically, like I've said in lots of videos, this is all done in stages because it's a long discernment process. So you're handing your bank card in, but you don't actually, from what I understand, close your bank account until you actually make life vows, which is like years down the line. So there's nothing kind of permanent or massive being done. And I guess I don't know if other communities have you hand in your card at other stages. I think I once read something on the internet about a different community where you handed your card in once you were a novice rather than a postulant. But it makes sense, because if this is all a discernment process, and if this 6 months of me being a postulant is for me and the sisters to try and discern if it is right for me, then you want to be living as close enough to the life that you're discerning for you to be able to make that discernment, if that makes sense. Like, you need to be living as much like a sister as possible yourself to work out if that is the right life for you or what God's calling you to. So it makes sense that I wouldn't be able to go off like spending my own money on my days off when the sisters can't do that. But having said that, on the subject of money, where I'm going, we are given like a tiny bit of kind of allowance each month, and that's more, I think, just for if you like specifically need like a particular like cheap toiletries from a pound shop or something, or I think maybe if you wanted to buy a coffee on one of your days off, although you won't be able to afford one every week. But it's just like a small allowance just for little things that you might need that the convent don't provide. But I'm going to do another video definitely on toiletries and that kind of thing. But obviously that's not very much. So when I move in, I'm going to have a week to settle in and then become a postulant. The idea is like maybe about a week later. I think that's the idea anyway. And so quite soon after I move in, I'll be handing my bank card in. But I hope that just explains that side of things to you. I'm suddenly remembering this might interest you. Years ago, I was in a service and Bishop Stephen Cottrell was talking. I can't remember what he was talking about, but I just remember this one thing that he said, that if you want to have a good idea of how your spiritual life is, or your spiritual health, he said, look at your bank statement. And that's a really good way of helping you see your spiritual health, or have an overview of your spiritual life somehow. And I remember that ever since, because I thought, actually, yeah, I can see that. I can see how true that is. But anyway, that's a random little thought tagged on the end. But yeah, that's bank cards and bank account questions answered.